Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are drawing Steven Universe, and today we are fusing Amethyst and Jasper quartz. I really like the concept of fusion in this show, and I kind of thought it would be really cool if we could see fusions that we never got to see in the show. Today I wanted to show you my preliminary sketch process because I thought it'd be really fun and maybe educational for some. For this first one here, I thought that the gemstone ametrine is split in half, so I thought it would be interesting to do a fusion that's color-wise split in half. I don't think it's a terrible idea, but it just really wasn't working, and it kind of just felt like a big Jasper and Amethyst like cut in half and stuck together, so that really wasn't working for me. Here, my attempt here was to give her like Sugilite sunglasses, but that doesn't make any sense anyway. But I just wanted to maybe illustrate the importance of the preliminary process. A lot with drawing is just figuring out a vibe for your character design, and sometimes some symmetry tool tweaking and like thinking and considering can really help your design process, help you figure out what you're going for. So I initially thought that I initially thought that I would just do my sketches from 2020 to a T, but I ultimately, like, I don't even know why I did this because I didn't want her to be monstrous, but I kept drawing her monstrous. That's probably a big contributor as to why this process took so long, is like I wasn't doing what I wanted. I don't even know why. But in this one here, she has two mouths and two sets of horns, because Jasper does get horns eventually. But I eventually nixed the whole concept of doing like a big threatening, imposing thing, even though that's what the show might have done. I mean, I'm no expert, obviously, but I don't know. I don't really enjoy drawing things that are super threatening. I don't think that's where my strengths lie. I like pretty and cute things. Not that I never want to draw anything scary. It's just like, even when I draw something scary, I kind of make it cute somehow. Like, it's physically hard for me to make something sincerely scary. So this one here, I'm not really sure what I was going for, and I really hate the proportions. It almost makes me think of Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, so that's not what I'm going for. And I think I ultimately decide like this monstrous angle is just not working. I just see none of Amethyst in it, you know? Like, it's just kind of like a big purple Jasper, and that's not what you want. So the interesting thing about the fusions in this show is that they kind of get their own personality. They kind of get their own character. And because I wanted to show this fusion a lot of love, I wanted there to be a clear character. So that's why I was so unhappy with this initial take, was because I was making her more, I guess, sharp, and it just really, I just wasn't seeing any of the Amethyst. So I thought about going for more of a softer, rounder angle, because Amethyst is like, she's a lot of circle shapes, you know? Shape language is important. And my brother suggested, like, well, Amethyst has one eye covered, so what if you brought that into the character, because that would immediately signal Amethyst, you know? And it turned out to be absolutely right. Like, I needed more of Amethyst's character present in her face, because even though we can see that she's like purple, if you don't feel any of the Amethyst character, then it's just honestly a kind of a failure conceptually. And I didn't want that. I really want this to feel like something the show might actually do, and I wanted it to feel like both characters' personalities are present. and it's a hard balance to find. And the thing about it is that there's no exact science about this. So here, I was trying to go for like more of a spiteful energy, like kind of like Envy from Full Metal Alchemist. But ultimately, I kind of nixed that idea. And I went on Pinterest just to take a little break. And I ultimately, like, going on Pinterest, I don't know how this works, but it just kind of sent my mind into a state where I guess I could just like refresh my thoughts, and I came up with this idea for like, what if their fusion was like actually a jock though? Like, I kind of like chill vibes. I don't really want to work today. I bring, I don't really want to work energy to work kind of vibe. I thought it might be fun because it's not really what you're expecting. So I thought that would be a lot of fun for their character. I don't regret doing any of this preliminary work though, because all of it eventually added up to my final concept, and I really do like how the final piece turned out, and I do love her character. This is probably one of my favorite character designs I've ever done. Like, but this process helped me figure out the poofy ponytail. So here we have the actual drawing. So this drawing here will eventually become our finished piece here. It's kind of crazy how it starts out as a bunch of rough sketches, and then eventually becomes a finished piece. That's why I love Speedraw so much, because it's a fascinating process to witness, because it happens so slowly when you're the artist drawing it. So for Ametrine here, the fusion between Jasper and Amethyst, I really struggled with the pose at first, and I was feeling a little down about it because I really kind of like liked things about this drawing, and I really wanted it to work out. I really didn't want to have to start over. So the beginning process of this was actually really stressful. Poses are kind of my mortal enemy. I know that they're important, and I know I need to put time in them, but I don't know, I kind of fight with them a lot, and I don't fully know why. I know that you can do little stick figures and little gesture drawings to help you out, but I don't know. I always dive in, and I probably shouldn't do that. But ultimately, I did end up picking a piece that a pose that I really like. So, I don't know. It worked out in the end, but just barely. Once I got to this point, I was thinking like, okay, I don't fully know what the arms are doing yet, but I do like it. I liked how her body kind of felt like it was swaying, and almost kind of felt like it was floating a bit. And I liked how the silhouette, you can see a lot of her ponytail. It just floating there. So to go more in depth about her character, so I kind of thought that their fusion, it would have Jasper's jockiness, Jasper's warriorness, paired with Amethyst's kind of, I don't want to say smugness, but like a bit of laziness, a bit of resistance to authority, like not being super present when they're being told what to do, kind of sleepy, wants to eat, wants to take a break, like just give me a break, you know, kind of character. She would be kind of stoic and strong, and she would help people, but she kind of just doesn't really want to be here. Like, she would rather be on a break. So I thought it would be funny if this fusion was created due to a crisis that's going on. Like, I kind of thought about cluster gems, and they're kind of good enemy fodder. They're not really like, they don't really have like motivations or anything. So I thought like if a bunch of powerful, tall, Titan-sized cluster gems broke out of the side of a cliffside in the kindergarten due to a loud sound or something, like they woke up, and all of a sudden they have these like massive Titan-sized beings that don't really know what they're doing and don't understand the damage they're causing, and that they're very much deadly, and they can't be left alone to just run around Earth and trample whatever comes their way without understanding what's going on. And Garnet and Pearl aren't available. Lapis and Peridot are doing whatever. So Steven, Amethyst, and Jasper decide we have to do something. So we can't just let these cluster gems just run around. So I kind of thought that Amethyst and Jasper would rather reluctantly fuse and become Ametrine to fight these huge cluster gems. And I kind of thought that Steven would be doing a Stevenism where he has a little radio on him, and I thought it would be really cool if they fused to the sound of hip hop and something akin to Umbrella by Rihanna. I know that's really specific, but I just thought it would be cool if they had a little bonding moment where they fuse out of necessity. But it would actually be Jasper's first exposure to a positive fusion experience, where they actually become someone new as opposed to two minds fighting over dominance. And they become Ametrine, and she's and I decided that intent for a fusion should matter. Malachite's pretty scary and mean looking because her fusion was built on the precipice of deception by Lapis Lazuli. So I thought it would be cool if their fusion is more cutesy and pretty and inviting, because they're trying to ultimately protect, I suppose, the Earth, I suppose the citizens of Earth, and maybe Steven. And they're kind of made out of a crisis. We can't have Garnet find out that we unleashed a bunch of huge cluster gems, so maybe there's a bit of fear there too. And yeah, so that's my idea. And as you can probably tell, my concept for Jasper would be a lot different than the canon Jasper. I don't fully understand the motivations of canon Jasper. I feel like her writing was rather chaotic and unpredictable, and not in a way where she's complex or whatever, but more so in a way where they didn't seem to really know what to do with her character. So my Jasper would be have a lot more chill and at the very least just make her motivations make sense. I don't think that I'm not of the opinion that every character needs to be redeemed, and I especially feel that way about the diamonds, but yeah, just make her make more sense. And it would be cool to redeem her, but I'm not here to tell you what to fantasize about. If you see Jasper as just a villain, that's totally cool, that's totally understandable. I kind of wanted to do her weapon. So when it comes to fusion, usually their weapons fuse and make a new weapon, and though that would be really cool, I didn't really understand what to do with a helmet and a whip, so I ultimately decided to just kind of do something pretty and cool in my mind. And I decided to do this whip with the spikes on it, and I kind of thought they could summon these whips that have all these spikes on it, curl up into a ball, and do their sonic spin dash move with the spikes though. So it would be a devastating spin dash attack that's fiery and spiky, And they could use that spin dash to destroy the big cluster gems. And I kind of thought like Ametrine's function as a fusion is to take care of a large opponent and multiple large opponents relatively simultaneously, and that's kind of her shtick. So yeah, that's how they fight the clusters. They do a really big spin dash. In my mind, it would be really epic and cool. But you know, it would be a lot to animate, sure, but like, who cares? Like, I'm not here to draw animation friendly designs necessarily. Um, Although I did draw this and consider the Steven Universe style much more than my initial concept. And I'm very happy with how it turned out because it's kind of cute. It's still kind of my style, but it still has the roundness and like colorfulness that Steven Universe designs have. So I will be doing a Jasper outfit and an Amethyst outfit as well to kind of show like how Ametrine got this outfit. I thought it would be fun anyway to do alternate outfits for the girls. I mean, I'm not sure if I'll do all of them, but I mean, I will if that's in demand. And yeah, so she's wearing this jacket. I wanted the jacket because the floof on the sleeves and the hoodie I thought looked kind of dope, looked kind of cool. And I wanted to give Jasper this kind of like legging situation with the slits in it, so it's kind of like tiger stripes a little bit. And so together when they fuse, they have this kind of like fuzzy jacket legging situation. I just kept her shoes simple because Steven Universe shoes are pretty simple. And of course, I didn't want to overcomplicate the design because Steven Universe designs in general are pretty simplified. And that's something that I really like about the show. They kind of communicate their characters through shape language as opposed to a lot of clothing details, which is something that I really appreciate about Steven Universe, and it's kind of something that I strive for in my own character designs, unless it's something like Ruby, where you can kind of design whatever you want because the Ruby designs end up being 3D, so you don't have to worry about drawing the same design over and over. But with Steven Universe, it's traditionally animated, so you want to keep the designs more simple if you want it to seem somewhat canon. And here I'm doing the spikes on the whip here. This took a long time. I spent basically a day just sitting in my room doing this drawing for about 8 hours, maybe 10 hours. And a lot of that has to do with the spikes taking a while. But here we're getting into the more coloring process, which is my favorite process. Of course I wanted it to be bright, but I do ultimately kind of fight with the colors for a bit here because even though I did a lot of preliminary work, I wasn't really sure about the colors. I wanted this jacket to be like a fun accent color, like some of Jasper's influence got on this jacket, you know. But ultimately, and you'll see in the end, I do decide to keep the color palette a little more simplified, and I do like the way it turns out. But I mean, I guess that's part of the journey. I kind of do like her purple hair here, but I do change it to blonde eventually. And she has this one kind of sleepy eye, and I really like it. I feel like it adds so much of Amethyst's personality there, and if it wasn't there, she would just kind of look like a big Jasper, so I'm really happy with that choice. I did minimal stripes on her body because I didn't want to overcrowd the design once again, so and I think it was a good balance. I think I struck a good balance, and In terms of body shape, like I said, I wanted to differentiate her from Sugilite shape-wise. So I did give her a big torso and this like extra curvy figure, like very exaggerated curvy figure, and she would be like muscular and a bit curvy at the same time. Because you know Jasper and Amethyst are both curvy and they're implied to be very strong, so I thought that would be appropriate. And I hope that you feel that it differentiates enough from Sugilite. I feel like it does. A lot of Sugilite's proportions, she has like a very kind of small chest in comparison to her legs anyway, because Amethyst and Garnet in particular has a much more slim waist. So I wanted to exaggerate their curvaceousness in this design. Yeah, so I think at this point I was just kind of fiddling with the colors. I actually had to go to bed at some point because I needed to kind of refresh my mind and like try to remember what I was going for. So this is me going back in to tweak the colors because I was unhappy with them and how they were turning out. I decided to make some gems yellow and some gems purple on her whip there, to make the color palette more cohesive, and that's actually more close to what my mind wanted anyway. So yeah, and I changed that, and I changed the background because I was worried that I was not seeing colors correctly. So I ended up making it dark again, and I fiddled with the pants colors and the shirt colors, but ultimately what I had in my mind was kind of correct, which isn't usually the case. Sometimes your mind can be wrong. I thought I might do like a dark skin color here because it makes sense because Amethyst has a dark skin tone, but I just felt like it's not something that the show would do. The show typically likes to do bright colors, so I ultimately change it back to like this kind of Cheeto orange here. So I hope you feel that despite her being orange and having stripes, that she still feels like her own you know, Amethyst Jasper fusion, and she doesn't look like a big Jasper. That's my biggest fear. So yeah, and I did some outlining on her hair, and yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up soon. I really enjoyed doing this piece, and I love how it turned out. So see you in the conclusion. So sorry if I sound a little different. I got really sick in between editing this video, so this is the final ametrine drawing, and I decided to add their two gems in ametrine colors, and I didn't explain this at the beginning, and I thought I did, but an ametrine is a type of quartz gem that is mysteriously split in half between yellow and purple, and I thought it would be the perfect choice for their fusion gem. So that's why I kept saying ametrine throughout the whole video, and I didn't even mention that what kind of gem it is. And so I figured because they're yellow and purple and they're both quartzes, it would be the perfect fusion gem for them. And the final piece, I decided to add some sparkles, and I added a bit more shading in the torso, and just in general I didn't shade it quite enough. But yeah, there's the final piece, and I hope you enjoy it. I personally really love it, so I hope you love it too.
Yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you could like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell for more content. And I don't know, maybe I'll do more Steven Universe in the future soon. So I also wanted to say, and I thought I said this throughout the video too, but I was really inspired by Uwu. She's a really hysterical YouTuber who does Steven Universe stuff, and honestly a bunch of other stuff. And she's so funny. Like, I absolutely love her channel, and she's kind of a big reason as to why I even made this video. So she got me in a Steven Universe mood. So if you want more content, I guess you can go to her channel. So yeah, thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.